moral and principled stand. That's what we're doing. We're showing loyalty to our staff is what we're doing, and we're sending a specific deterrent message to Dion Buse, who will forever live with the shame of hitting a woman and being a criminal, and a general deterrence message, which is, don't you touch our people. Don't you touch our people. We won't say, it's not worth it. It is worth it. You touch our people. So that guy in the City Hall video who pushed Efron, we've actually written a letter to the cops saying, help us identify him and prosecute him. And if they don't, we'll track him down. We'll hire a PI. We'll track him down. We'll sue him ourselves. Mike, 519, $30. Ezra, David, and Sheila, and to all who work at Rebel News, thank you for bringing us the real news that matters and for putting yourselves at risk. Thank you. Well, it's funny you say that because, there's political risk and legal risk and financial risk, but actually, can you go to the very end of our masterpiece video? Because we end our video where we went to City Hall with 7 bodyguards. We end with a little montage of how our reporters have actually been in physical harm in recent years. And we could even go back further. Some of our alumni who are no longer with us were roughed up too. But look at this. This is very well done. Mocha and Efron did the editing here. Efron himself has been attacked twice. Our cameraman and editor. Here's the ending of our video. Take a look.
Thank you very much. Get out. Get away. You better not. You better not. You make contact. You're going to go to jail. You're going to jail. Go away. I know.
I'm trying to have a conversation with you.
Hey, get out of my fucking face. I will bring it to you.
Whoa, guys, calm down. Calm down.
You don't have the right to film me before you go.
Hey!
Now, like, it's not taking the picture. Take the picture. Get your triple crop news out of here right now.
Yeah, so in those cases there, Sheila Gunn Reid was hit by a cameraman in Edmonton. Sorry, by a NDP activist in Edmonton. He was convicted of that crime, and we sued him in civil court. And also, as a personal touch, I bought his name, DionBuse.com, and that URL points to a video of his great shame for the rest of time. In the case of David Menzies, you can see he was assaulted a couple times there, one by Jonathan Yaniv and Yaniv's mother. We are suing for that assault in Vancouver. We're also suing for Kian Bexty, who was also assaulted. David Menzies and our cameraman Efron were assaulted by some thug outside the Radisson in Toronto East. I have also purchased the URL RadissonTorontoEast.com. Is that the right one? Yes. If you go to RadissonTorontoEast.com, it will point to the shameful attack by that hotel staff on David Menzies. We're suing them too. In fact, we've already had half the trial. The other half has been postponed by the pandemic. Kian was attacked in Ottawa. We could not find the Antifa perpetrator, but if we ever do, we'll sue him. So my point is, when we say we will protect our people, it's not just a slogan. Ideally, we protect them in advance with bodyguards, as we did when we attended City Hall last week. But you can't protect someone all the time, even, God forbid, the President of the United States. Unless you're living in a bunker, you are at risk. Someone's going to get through in some moment. So certainly, we can't have 24/7 protection for our people. So sometimes things get through. But when it happens, we sue until the end of time. and we sue in a manner that is commercially questionable. And what I mean by that is, we sued that thug Dion Buse. Type in dionbuse.com, DIONBEWS.com. That's some thug who punched Sheila. So we had him charged criminally. Yeah, that guy there. And if you click, you don't have to click. So he was convicted. Look at that guy. He's just like what you think he is. I want to let you know, when we sued him in civil court. Oh, that's the ruling there, right? Yeah. Can you click on that? So that's the ruling there. Yeah, you don't even have to show it. It's just a big, long ruling. Goes through the whole thing. It's a long, what's that, 9-page? It's a 9-page ruling. Go to the very end there where the amount is. So, in conclusion, the plaintiff is entitled to general damages of $1,000. And let me explain to you what I mean by commercially doesn't make sense. In conclusion, the plaintiff is entitled to general damages of $1,000 for personal injuries and $2,500 punitive damages. The claim for aggravated damages is dismissed. I will hear from the parties regarding costs. So that's $3,500, and there may have been $1,000 in costs. I can't really remember. So let's call that $4,500 all in. I recall we spent more than $30,000 suing. We had the whole trial. Why would you spend $30,000 suing when the payoff's $4,500? And we gave, maybe it was $3,500. I can't remember. I think it was $3,500 for Sheila and $1,000 for our legal costs. So we gave Sheila the damages because she's the one who was hit. And by the way, assault and battery and accidents are so litigated, there's really no doubt how much things are worth. I mean, I know it sounds gross, but I say this as a former practicing lawyer. In car crashes, if you lose a thumb, if you lose a toe, and I don't mean to be gross, if you break an arm, let me say that, every single possible human injury has already been litigated and probably appealed. So we know how much a broken arm is worth in the eyes of the law. There's no doubt about it. So if you get pushed, like Sheila didn't have a broken nose. It was more a stunned startle that someone would have hit. So we knew in advance that wasn't going to get more than a few $1,000s. I mean, God forbid her arm was broken or something worse. The civil damages would have been much higher. But we knew in advance that we weren't going to get more than $1,000, much more. We got $3,500 for Sheila and $1,000 or so for us. Why would you spend $30,000 suing when the total payoff is under $5,000? Why? What are you doing? Well, you got money to burn? What are you doing? We're making a moral and principled stand. That's what we're doing. We're showing loyalty to our staff is what we're doing, and we're sending a specific deterrent message to Dion Buse, who will forever live with the shame of hitting a woman and being a criminal, and a general deterrence message, which is, don't you touch our people. Don't you touch our people. We won't say, it's not worth it. It is worth it. You touch our people. So that guy in the City Hall video who pushed Efron, we've actually written a letter to the cops saying, help us identify him and prosecute him. And if they don't, we'll track him down. We'll hire a PI. We'll track him down. We'll sue him ourselves. So that's a little story about that. Let's get back to the Super Chats. Don't mind me and all my tangents here. That's an excerpt from a daily live stream show that I do every day at 12 noon Eastern Time. I talk about the stories of the day, play some fun videos, and most importantly, I take your questions and comments in what YouTube calls a Super Chat. If you like that, please tune in live. It's way more fun that way. You can join the conversation. And every day at 8 p.m., I have a special produced show with a whole monologue, and I interview guests, and I read my fan mail and my hate mail. You can learn more about both my daily live show and the nightly premium show at rebelnews.com.